My dear child, I speak to you in this moment, with a heart overflowing in tenderness and love. I see your soul. I see each tremor of doubt and each spark of hope you carry within. I understand how life's storms have worn you down and how you have questioned your worth and your future. Allow me to fill your spirit with courage now, so that every part of you can awaken to the truth that my love for you is everlasting, unshakable, and beyond human understanding. Let these words flow into your heart like a river of healing, renewing your faith and restoring the dreams you thought were lost. I have witnessed every tear that fell from your eyes and every secret sigh you exhaled when no one else was there to hear you. You were never alone, for my presence surrounded you like a gentle whisper, even in your darkest valleys. Trust that no sorrow you have endured is meaningless in my grand design. Though you walked through deserts of disappointment and climbed steep mountains of trial, I have been your hidden support, often saving you from unseen dangers and lifting you up when you stumbled in exhaustion. I invite you to come closer to my heart, to understand that I do not dwell far off, indifferent to your plight. I stand at the door of your innermost being, ready to enter and bring renewal. Will you let me in? My compassion is not a distant concept. It is real, personal, and ever-present. It is the same compassion that moved me to bring light into darkness, to bring life where only despair lingered. I am your refuge, your solid rock, and nothing in this world can tear you away from my embrace if you hold on to me. You have pleaded for miracles, for transformations, for a breakthrough that might shift the entire course of your life. Do not think for a moment that I am deaf to your cries. I am the one who parted seas, who shut lions' mouths, who brought the dead back to life. My arm is not too short to help you, and my love is not too small to restore what you have lost. Dare to believe that the same God who performed wonders in ancient times is still at work, weaving the threads of your life into a tapestry of grace and victory. Let faith arise in you like the dawn, glowing brighter with each passing moment. I see your guilt and regret. The mistakes you believe disqualify you from receiving my blessings. But I say to you, come as you are. I did not come to condemn you. I came to restore you, to bring you into the fullness of my divine family. My forgiveness is not rationed. It is poured out abundantly upon every heart that humbles itself before me. Release yourself from the chains of self-condemnation, for I have taken your burdens upon my shoulders, that you may walk free. Let my mercy wash over you until every ounce of shame is dissolved, replaced by my peace and assurance. I know how you have battled with fears that paralyze you, how certain nights you lay awake wondering if tomorrow will bring more disappointment. My child, fear not. I am here to carry you through the storms, to protect you beneath the shelter of my wings. Think of how a shepherd guides his sheep to greener pastures, vigilant against predators. So do I stand guard over you, guiding you step by step toward the place of rest and abundance I have prepared. Lean on me when you are weary. I am never wearied by your dependence. Let this knowledge settle deep. You are not a mere face in the crowd to me. You are precious, named, chosen. The breath in your lungs is my gift, and the life pulsing through your veins is purposeful. Even when you have felt overlooked or discarded by others, I have treasured you. Even when you have doubted your own dignity, I have never stopped delighting in who you are. Walk with the confidence that your worth is beyond measure to the one who created the cosmos, yet set his affection on you in a profoundly personal way. You wonder about your future. You see only fragments, uncertain roads, and possibilities that intimidate you. But I see the entire vista. I see the final page of your story, and it ends in triumph and glory. Even if you encounter setbacks, they are but chapters, not the final act. Walk forward boldly, trusting that I am orchestrating circumstances, aligning opportunities, and placing the right people in your path at precisely the right moment. Each delay can become a season of growth, each challenge an opportunity for you to lean more fully into my strength. Do not despise these in-between times, for I am shaping you for the greater tasks ahead. Recall the many times you overcame barriers that once appeared insurmountable. Perhaps you have forgotten how I intervened when you thought the situation was beyond hope. Let gratitude arise for those past rescues. Let gratitude be your shield against discouragement, reminding you that the same God who delivered you then is the God who remains with you now. When your heart is grateful, it becomes fertile ground for faith to flourish. Faith that sees possibility where others see impossibility, and grace where others see only judgment. I have not chosen you because of outward appearances or worldly accolades. I care nothing for the shallow criteria by which humans often judge themselves or one another. The design of your features, the color of your eyes, your height or your social status, none of that can add or subtract from my love for you. I look upon your heart, upon your willingness to love, to serve, and to live in truth. You stand before me in authenticity, not in performance. Strip away the masks of pretension and let your true self be known. In that vulnerability, you will discover the freedom you have longed for. Some have tried to distort my message, preaching condemnation and fear, twisting my words to control or to harm. Take heart that I am not like those who misrepresent me. My voice is compassionate and wise, untainted by the corruption of this world. I am indeed the righteous judge, but my justice is drenched in mercy. My heart longs for reconciliation, not alienation, for your healing, not your destruction. Let no one steal from you the reality that my love is unconditional. When you come to me earnestly, I will not reject you. In the secret corridors of your soul, you have carried wounds inflicted by unkind words, by betrayal, or by your own missteps. These wounds, though invisible, have weighed heavily on you. Right now, I invite you to place them in my hands. Do you see how I tenderly hold each fragment of your brokenness, each tear you have cried? My spirit works like a masterful physician, treating each cut with gentle care. Let me bind up every heartbreak, cleansing each part of your heart that has been harmed. As you release these wounds to me, you make space for a new dimension of peace to bloom within you. You have burdens that you can no longer carry alone. Financial struggles, relationship conflicts, uncertainties about your calling. My desire is that you lay them before me, trusting that I can lift what is too heavy for you. Through your prayers, you invite my intervention, bridging the gap between heaven's abundance and your earthly challenges. Though the answers might not always appear in the way or the timing you imagine, they will come in the form that brings your spirit the greatest good. Each delay can be a moment of divine alignment, each closed door a safeguard from a path not meant for you. Listen carefully to what I say. No matter how many mistakes you have made, no matter how often you have felt unworthy, you still have a right to my blessings, because I grant them to you out of my love, not your merit. If blessings were only for the deserving, who would stand? But my grace extends to each heart that humbly receives it. So open yourself wide to the flow of goodness I long to pour into your life. This is your inheritance as my beloved creation. Accept it, cherish it, and do not let the voices of guilt or condemnation keep you from tasting the fullness I offer. You are part of a much larger story than you realize, a grand narrative that weaves through generations and across continents. You have a role that only you can fulfill. Your gifts, your experiences, and your personality are uniquely tailored for that role. Do not covet the paths of others. Do not envy their opportunities or belittle your own. My plan for you is both intimate and strategic, forming a beautiful tapestry that only unfolds in its entirety when each thread is in place. Imagine how a single strand of thread in a grand tapestry might seem insignificant until it is viewed as part of the whole. When you feel lost, open the scriptures that have guided countless souls before you. Let my words speak afresh, as though they were written just for you. Notice how they address the core questions of your heart, how they illuminate the steps to take when all options seem hazy. In them, you will find the reassurance that I am forever the same, compassionate, faithful, and unstoppable in power. Let each promise strengthen you like a shield in battle. Hold it up against the arrows of doubt, for my word has defeated the strongest illusions of hopelessness for centuries. Do not forget to rest. Yes, rest is an act of trust, a demonstration that you believe in my sovereignty. When you rest, you affirm that the universe continues under my watchful eye, not yours. It frees your heart from the ceaseless grind of self-reliance, letting you breathe deeply in the knowledge that I am your provider. Resting in me also means quieting the noise of your anxieties, turning your ear to my gentle voice that reassures you. Be still and know that I am God. In that stillness, you regain perspective, remembering that you are loved beyond measure. Give yourself permission to dream again. Too often you have locked away your heart's desires, convinced they are impossible or unworthy. Yet I am the God who breathes life into dry bones, who births new beginnings out of dead ends. Dare to imagine the wonderful possibilities that await you as you walk in step with my will. Let your spirit envision the transformation that occurs when you operate in the gifts I placed within you. If you couple that vision with faith and perseverance, no mountain will stand insurmountable. Dreams ignited by my spirit can be unstoppable forces for good. Let forgiveness become your daily practice, not just toward others, but also toward yourself. You have long carried regrets, punishing yourself for past errors or missed opportunities. Release them now, for clinging to guilt only traps you in a cycle of self-reproach. My forgiveness is an ongoing invitation to stand up after each fall, to learn and grow. When you receive my absolution, you honor the sacrifice I made to set you free. As you show forgiveness, you reflect my own nature. And in doing so, your heart becomes a conduit of healing in a broken world. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is a channel of my redemptive power. Examine your relationships, for they are the arenas where love is tested and demonstrated. Family tensions, misunderstandings with friends, conflicts at work, these can either be battlegrounds of bitterness or opportunities for growth and compassion. Always choose the path of humility, seeking dialogue and understanding rather than fueling resentments. Bless those who have hurt you, for in doing so, you shatter the chains that keep you bound to pain. Let your words be instruments of life, building bridges instead of walls. This is how my kingdom expands, heart by heart, step by step, through real acts of grace. Remember that your body, too, is a gift from me. Treat it with the respect and care it deserves. Nourish it, rest it, guard it from destructive influences. I formed you with perfect knowledge of your cells and your breath. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Do not despise or neglect the vessel I have given you, for it is the means by which you experience life, serve others, and reflect my character. Balance in all things leads to harmony in mind, body, and spirit. Celebrate the wonder of your physical existence while keeping your gaze on the eternal reality awaiting you. Stand guard over your thought life. It is in your mind that seeds of doubt, fear, and temptation first take root. Renew your mind daily, saturating it with truths that uplift and guide you into the beauty of holiness. Resist the urge to dwell on negativity or to feed resentments, for these only darken your perspective. Let your inner dialogue be consistent with my truths. You are loved, you are chosen, you are purposed. Reject lies that question your identity or my goodness. Instead, meditate on the promises that have sustained my children throughout history. Use the talents I have placed within you. They are not random. They are intentional, designed to be stirred up and shared. If you sing, let your songs bring hope to others. If you write, let your words reflect my light. If you teach, do so with patience and humility. If you are skilled in business, let your dealings be just and fair. If you lead, guide others with compassion. The more you invest your abilities in works of love, the more you will see them multiply. This is the kingdom principle. Seeds sown in faith yield a harvest of blessing. Seek wisdom, for it surpasses the value of riches. Wisdom is my gift to those who humbly ask. With it, you will discern truth from deception, timing from haste, and humility from pride. People chase after wealth or fame, but true wisdom shapes your character into something far more enduring. It allows you to navigate conflicts with grace, to speak truth with love, and to act in ways that honor me. This wisdom is not found in superficial knowledge. It is the fruit of reverence for my ways, born in prayer and nurtured by an obedient heart. Engage in fellowship with others who seek me. The journey of faith was never meant to be walked in isolation. There is strength in unity, in bearing one another's burdens, in celebrating one another's joys, and in comforting one another's sorrows. Within genuine community, your faith is sharpened, your hope renewed, and your love expanded. If you are isolated, pray for connections that edify you. If you are in community, be mindful of how you can bless and encourage others. Collective worship and prayer invite my spirit to move mightily among you. When you encounter difficulties that feel like heavy chains, remind yourself of my power to break every yoke. I break the bonds of slavery, whether spiritual, emotional, or circumstantial. I proclaim liberty to those held captive by addictions, generational curses, or oppressive thoughts. Accept my deliverance, walking forward one step at a time, trusting that each step is guided by my hand. Freedom might unfold gradually, but it is certain, as you keep your eyes on me, the liberator of souls. Look for the lonely, the marginalized, the poor in spirit. In ministering to them, you minister to me. A simple act of kindness can turn a life around. Give without expecting return, for I see all generosity done in secret. Let your home become a haven of warmth, your words a balm for the wounded, your arms a safe embrace for those who feel unloved. When you care for the least of these, you mirror my compassion. Do not do it for human praise, but as an outflow of your relationship with me. I will reward every deed done in genuine love. Cultivate gratitude as the language of your soul. Each morning, let the first words of your heart be thanks for breath, for shelter, for the promise of new mercies. Let thanks rise for the daily provisions, food, friendship, or even the beauty of a sunrise. Gratitude magnifies blessings, making small things appear wondrous, and drawing your attention to my goodness woven throughout each day. It is a shield against cynicism, a spark that ignites joy. Even in trials, you can find reasons to be thankful, for it refocuses you on my sustaining grace. Should you face betrayal, stand firm in your identity as my child. People may change their loyalties or turn harsh, but I remain unchanging in my devotion. The heartbreak of betrayal is real, but it need not define you. Let it be an opportunity to taste my comfort, to grow in empathy for others who suffer the same. I do not waste any pain you endure. With your permission, I transform it into greater compassion, patience, and understanding. Bitterness gains you nothing, but forgiveness sets you free. Lay your wounds before me, and let me exchange your sorrow for joy. Develop a life of prayer that goes beyond crisis moments. Prayer is not only for emergencies, it is your lifeline to abiding fellowship with me. Let your prayers be as natural as breathing, not confined by ritual. Pour out your heart in honesty, your praises, your frustrations, your questions. Then also learn to be silent, letting me speak in the quiet spaces of your soul. Prayer is not a monologue, but a dialogue. In that exchange, you find peace that transcends logic, solutions that defy explanation, and a love that holds you steady. I am the God of divine reversals, turning mourning into dancing, ashes into beauty, graves into gardens. Do not limit me with your perceptions of what is possible. Where human constraints end, my omnipotence begins. Let your faith expand beyond what your eyes can see or your mind can grasp. I delight in surpassing your expectations to show that I alone am God. When you place your trust in my limitless power, you become a witness to miracles that display my glory and draw souls unto me. Be mindful of the seeds you sow in daily conversations, in the content you consume, and in the actions you take. Every seed eventually grows and bears fruit, whether good or bad. Plant seeds of kindness, faith, purity, and love, trusting that they will flourish in their season. If you realize you have sown negativity or hurt, repent swiftly, for I am merciful. Begin anew with the knowledge that I stand ready to guide you in planting seeds that yield life and blessing. When you experience seasons of pruning, do not despair. I prune not to harm, but to enable fuller growth, removing what hinders you from bearing fruit. You may lose certain relationships, opportunities, or comforts that you once cherished, but trust my wisdom in the pruning process. It makes room for newness, for expansion in areas that truly matter. You emerge from pruning stronger and more vibrant, ready to produce fruit that blesses others and glorifies my name. Take ownership of your words. They hold power to heal or to hurt, to unify or to divide. Choose them with care. Let your speech be seasoned with grace, uplifting the weary and guiding the lost. Avoid the snares of gossip, slander, or reckless criticism. Instead, speak encouragement and truth that edifies. When your words align with my heart, they become instruments of transformation, sowing hope where despair once thrived. Be consistent in faithfulness, even in the small tasks. Sometimes you yearn for significant breakthroughs, but it is in the faithful handling of little things that your character is formed. When you show integrity in secret, I reward you openly. When you serve humbly in hidden corners, I elevate you at the right time. Let no task be beneath you, no person unworthy of your kindness. Humble service is the foundation upon which I build my greatest works. Focus more on who you are becoming than on what you are achieving. Your character matters profoundly to me. Achievements can fade, but the essence of your spirit endures. Let love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control shape your every interaction. These fruits reflect my image in you. They silently preach more eloquently than any words can. When people see these qualities, they sense my presence, and hearts soften to the message of my love. Recognize that your tears are precious in my sight. They are not wasted. Each droplet testifies to the depth of your longing or pain, and I hold them close. I am the God who weeps with those who weep, who understands your sorrows intimately. Your tears water the seeds of hope within you, and from them, new life can spring forth. Do not be ashamed of your vulnerability. When you share your struggles openly, you give others permission to seek me in their brokenness too. If you feel the stir to reach out to someone with an apology, do it without delay. If you sense a call to show kindness to a stranger, act upon it. These nudges are how my spirit prompts you to align your daily walk with my purpose. Small obediences frequently open doors to larger blessings. They shape you into a person who discerns my voice in the midst of life's clutter. The more you respond to these gentle directives, the more you will see my hand guiding you in remarkable ways. When you worship me, let it be in spirit and in truth, not out of routine or seeking to impress others. Worship is a posture of the heart that acknowledges my worthiness. Sing with abandon, dance if your spirit is moved, or simply meditate in silent awe. Worship lifts your gaze from temporal worries to eternal promises. It positions you to receive a greater revelation of my nature. In worship, You exchange your heaviness for the garment of praise, and burdens become lighter. Prepare your soul to receive fresh revelations. I am infinite, and you will forever be discovering new facets of my love and majesty. Remain teachable, like a child eager to learn. Pride closes the door to growth, but humility keeps it wide open for the wonders I wish to reveal. Do not assume you have exhausted the depths of my truth. Each season of your life can reveal another layer of my character, bringing you ever closer to my heart. Beware of distractions that lure you from my presence. The world offers many illusions of fulfillment, unending entertainment, fleeting pleasures, material obsessions. They might momentarily gratify, but they cannot satisfy your eternal soul. Choose instead the path that leads to lasting joy. Slow down, assess what truly brings life to your spirit, and guard against any habit or pursuit that dulls your sensitivity to my whisper. This is not about living devoid of happiness, but finding a richer, more genuine joy in me. Consider how fleeting time is. Your days pass quickly, and every moment is an opportunity to walk in love, to share my compassion, and to store up treasures in heaven. Let each sunrise be a reminder that you have yet another chance to reflect my goodness. Let each sunset be a moment to reflect on the blessings and lessons of the day. Live with an eternal perspective, anchoring your priorities in what truly lasts rather than what fades with time. Build healthy boundaries in your relationships, understanding that love does not equate to allowing dysfunction or abuse. Forgiveness and reconciliation are vital, yet they do not mean tolerating destructive behavior without accountability. Seek wisdom to know when to let go, when to speak truth, and when to step back. Entrust those who harm you to my care. I am able to reach them in ways you cannot. Meanwhile, guard your heart with healthy boundaries that protect your emotional and spiritual well-being. Celebrate the blessings you already have, rather than fixating on what you lack. Comparison can rob you of joy, making you blind to the gifts right in front of you. Reflect on the unique aspects of your journey that have shaped you. Find delight in simple pleasures, in the quiet moments that ground you. As you learn to savor the present, you free yourself from the burdens of envy or discontent. Gratitude wards off the lies that whisper you are incomplete without certain achievements or possessions. Let your daily tasks be done as unto me. If you are at work, give your best with honesty and diligence, shining my light in that environment. If you are studying, do so with curiosity and excellence, seeing knowledge as a gift. If you are caring for your household or family, serve in love, knowing that each act of care is precious in my sight. It is not the grandeur of the task that matters, but the love with which it is accomplished. Look upon nature with reverence. The mountains, oceans, skies, and forests all declare my creativity and power. They are living parables of my majesty. The cycle of seasons portrays life's rhythms of growth, harvest, dormancy, and rebirth. As you observe these patterns, reflect on how I also move within your life, orchestrating changes for your growth. Let creation stir your soul to worship, reminding you that if I sustain every living creature, I will surely sustain you. Believe that you can be a vessel of miracles. Often, you underestimate how powerfully I can use you when you step out in faith. You are an ambassador of my kingdom, carrying hope into hopeless situations, speaking life into dead circumstances, offering comfort to the brokenhearted. Do not doubt the authority I have placed in you through my Spirit. Speak words of healing, release forgiveness, and pray boldly for transformation in yourself, your family, and your community. Miracles follow those who trust me completely. If you struggle with loneliness, let me be your friend. Talk to me about your day, your dreams, your worries. Cultivate the awareness that I am near, that my spirit dwells within you, yearning for fellowship. Humans are created for relationship, first with me, and then with one another. Seek healthy connections, but never forget that my companionship is your ultimate source of fulfillment. Even when others fail or fade away, my friendship remains steadfast. In times of uncertainty about your direction, quiet your soul. Pay attention to the gentle nudges I give you in prayer, in reading my word, or in counsel from wise mentors. Ask for discernment, and I will grant it. Sometimes I close doors to protect you. Other times I open unexpected routes to guide you into new territories. Walk one step at a time, trusting that if you move in alignment with my spirit, you cannot stray beyond my reach. I will gently correct your course if you trust me enough to keep listening. Never think you are too young, too old, too broken, or too ordinary for me to use. Throughout history, I have chosen unexpected individuals to accomplish my purposes. Shepherds to become kings, fishermen to become apostles, orphans to become queens. Your limitations do not limit my power. Surrender your inadequacies to me, and watch how I transform them into testimonies of grace. It is in your weakness that my strength is most evident, shining like a beacon that I alone am God. If trials loom on the horizon or swirl around you now, cling to the truth that every test has the potential to refine you. Gold is purified by fire. A gem is shaped by the jeweler's chisel. In the same manner, the trials you face can shape your character and draw you nearer to me. I do not author evil, but I can redeem every hardship for your growth. The question is whether you will let adversity make you bitter or better. Surrender your pain to me, and I will use it to create beauty you cannot yet imagine. Value the power of reflection. At the end of each day, pause to see how I moved, protected, guided, or spoke to you. Let this discipline build your trust day by day. In reflection, you find patterns of my faithfulness. You see how even seemingly insignificant events can be woven into a grander narrative of redemption. A reflection also helps you spot areas where you might have strayed or where you missed opportunities to love. Offer those to me as well, and step into the next day renewed. Consider the testimonies of those who have walked with me faithfully before you. Look at how they handled defeats, overcame persecution, and persevered in devotion. Their stories can spark courage in your present challenges. I am the same God who parted seas for Moses, strengthened David against Goliath, and filled Elijah with fire from heaven. I was faithful to them, and I will be faithful to you. Be open to the fresh outpourings of my Spirit. Do not cling so tightly to old methods or traditions that you cannot receive the new. My Spirit moves in ways you might not expect, reawakening hearts, sparking revivals, breaking down walls of division. Pay attention to my signs. Watch how I stir the hearts of the humble, drawing them closer in love. Walk in humility so you can be part of these new movements of grace, rather than standing on the sidelines in suspicion or fear. Practice holiness, not as a rigid set of rules, but as a pursuit of living in my presence. Holiness is the blossoming of a relationship so vibrant with love that you naturally turn away from what grieves my heart. It is the transformation from within, changing not just behavior, but motives. When you walk in holiness, you reflect my nature, love, truth, kindness, purity, to a world craving authenticity. Let holiness become your joy, not your burden. Refrain from placing your security in material possessions or worldly status. They are temporary illusions of control. True security is found in my unchanging character and in the knowledge that you are my beloved child. At any moment, earthly wealth or fame can vanish, but my love stands firm. Let your identity be anchored in me. This frees you from anxiety over what you might lose, because you realize that in me you have everything you truly need. There is an unbreakable bond between you and me, sealed by the gift of my Spirit. When doubts crowd your mind, recall that bond. Nothing, No angel, no demon, no circumstance can sever the union I have established with your soul. Let this assure you in trials. Let it bring you comfort when you fail. Let it spark confidence when you face new challenges. My love is your guarantee that I will complete the good work I have started in you. Prepare yourself for seasons of sowing and seasons of reaping. Sometimes you will invest effort, prayer, and patience without seeing immediate results. Other times, you will harvest blessings you did not even expect. Both times are vital in the cycle of spiritual life. Keep sowing seeds of kindness, generosity, faith, and service. In due season, you will reap a harvest of joy. The measure you use to bless others is the measure that returns to you, often multiplied. Embrace childlike wonder. The kingdom of heaven belongs to those who approach me with humble curiosity, free from cynicism. Dare to look upon the world with eyes of wonder, praising me for the diversity of creation, for the intricacies of a flower, for the majesty of the star-filled sky. Remember how children trust implicitly, love wholeheartedly, and dream unboundedly. This posture of innocence invites my presence deeply into your life. Beware of pride that disguises itself as confidence or ambition. Pride tries to claim credit for what my grace has accomplished in you. It isolates you from the community, fosters competition, and dulls your spiritual ears. A humble heart, by contrast, elevates me, acknowledges the support of others, and remains grateful for every step of progress. Humbly stand firm in your identity as my child, but credit me for the gifts and victories you enjoy. Keep your heart tender so you can weep with those who weep and rejoice with those who rejoice. This empathy reflects my compassion, bridging divides and soothing hurts. When someone is in despair, your willingness to enter their sorrow can be a powerful testimony of my comfort. When someone celebrates, your shared joy multiplies the blessing. Become a vessel of empathy, letting your tears mingle with theirs, your laughter echo with theirs, and you will find that my love radiates through you. Honor your elders, for they have walked roads you have yet to see. Their wisdom, born of experience, can guide you through pitfalls. Show them kindness and patience. Listen to their stories, glean lessons from their mistakes. Even if they are not perfect, they carry treasures of knowledge. This honor extends beyond mere politeness. It is a recognition that I can speak through all generations, weaving the old with the new to enrich my family. Honor the dreams of the younger ones too. They see the world with fresh eyes, unburdened by cynicism. Encourage them, mentor them, and watch how their creative spirits bring renewal. Do not quench their enthusiasm. Let them explore the gifts I have given them. Their passion can reawaken the flame in your own heart. In the unity of generations, my kingdom heritage passes on, ensuring that my works continue in every era. You have the capacity to shape the atmosphere wherever you go. Through your words, prayers, and actions, you can bring my peace into chaotic settings. A single expression of compassion can diffuse anger. A single word of hope can kindle courage. Recognize that my spirit within you radiates far beyond what you see. People may feel a calming presence when you enter, not because of you alone, but because you carry my peace. Let your life be a conduit of blessings. Cling to kindness. When you are tempted to respond harshly, recall how gently I have dealt with you. When insults are hurled, remember how patiently I wait for hearts to soften. You never weaken yourself by choosing kindness. In fact, you align with my heart. This does not mean you allow people to trample you. Boundaries can coexist with compassion, yet always choose the manner of love in your words and deeds. It is the hallmark of my disciples. Whenever you stumble, do not run from me in shame. Run to me. I am not repelled by your failures. I stand ready to lift you up. Confess, allow me to cleanse you, and move forward unburdened. Each time you fall, I provide a path of restoration. Accepting this grace fosters humility and gratitude, forging your spirit into something more resilient. Failure is not your identity. Your identity is found in my unwavering love. If you have not yet stepped into the fullness of your calling, consider this moment an invitation to do so. Do not fear what you lack. My power excels in your weakness. I am not waiting for you to be flawless. I am waiting for you to say yes. Take a step, any step, toward the direction I have whispered in your heart. With each step of obedience, my grace meets you like a solid rock, and you begin to see that I was waiting for your move to unleash blessings you had not yet imagined. Let patience become part of your faith. In a world of instant gratification, my ways often involve waiting, allowing my purposes to unfold at a pace that ensures depth and longevity. Impatience can lead you to settle for less than my best. Patience, however, teaches you to trust in my goodness. As you wait, your character grows. You learn to appreciate each gift more deeply, to steward each resource more carefully, and to rely on my timing above your own. You are my beloved, not a random creation, but intentionally crafted. Let this truth reshape how you view yourself. You have glimpses of your flaws, but I see your potential to shine with my beauty. When you doubt your worth, recall that the ultimate sacrifice was made for you. My love ran red upon the cross, sealing an unbreakable covenant. Rest in that love as the anchor for your identity. Keep a listening ear for the quiet voice of my spirit. It may come in a sudden insight, a dream, a sense of inner peace, or wise words from a friend. Train yourself to discern which whispers are from me and which are from fear, pride, or the enemy. This discernment grows with practice and humility. When you sense my leading, do not delay. Act on it, trusting that I see what lies ahead far better than you do, even if it defies conventional wisdom. If it aligns with my word and resonates with my spirit, step out in courage. I have placed you in this specific time and place for a reason. Look around and see where your compassion, your talents, and your voice are most needed. Maybe it is in your family, your community, or your profession. Stand up for justice, show mercy, and walk humbly with me. Your presence can be a beacon of my light in environments overshadowed by confusion or despair. Do not belittle the influence one life can have when it is submitted to my will. Embrace accountability and community. You need fellow believers who will pray for you, encourage you, and correct you when you stray. Seek those who love me sincerely, who can speak truth into your life with gentleness. Keep your heart open to reproof, for even the strongest trees need the wind to develop deep roots. Likewise, your faith grows robust when it is tested, refined, and supported by others running the same race. When anxious thoughts swirl within, whisper, "My name." Let my peace calm your racing heartbeat and steady your breathing. Anxiety often stems from imagining a future without remembering I am already there. But I occupy all time. I am in your past, covering your mistakes with mercy. I am in your present, walking side by side with you. I am in your future, preparing good works for you to step into. Let this dissolve your panic, knowing you are enveloped by my eternal presence. Celebrate the small wins in your life. Even the tiniest victory over a bad habit or a negative thought pattern is worth rejoicing over. These small triumphs pave the way for larger breakthroughs. I am the God who multiplies 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed thousands. I can take your modest accomplishments and expand their impact more than you can imagine. Each step forward, no matter how small, matters to me and brings you closer to the fullness of my plan. Be a steward of creation. The earth, with its vast oceans and towering mountains, is an inheritance I entrusted to humanity. Care for it wisely. Show respect for animals and resources, acknowledging that everything pulses with the life I spoke into existence. This stewardship is an expression of gratitude and responsibility. As you honor the environment, you honor the creativity of its maker. This is a sacred duty, reflecting my love for all that I have created. Do not dread the unknown. I have already scouted every path you might take, and my sovereignty stretches beyond what you can see. If you remain close to my heart, your steps will be guided. Even if you take a wrong turn, I can reroute you. My purpose for your life is not so fragile that one mistake or one missed chance can derail it irrevocably. I am far greater than your missteps. I redeem what is broken. I restore what is lost. Stay pliable in my hands and watch how I can shape all circumstances for good. Honor commitments and keep your word. I treasure integrity, and I bless those who walk in honesty and truth. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Consistency in your character builds a foundation of trust in relationships. Though the world may twist promises with ease, stand as one who reflects my unchanging nature. When you err, own up to it swiftly, seeking forgiveness and making amends. This kind of authenticity demonstrates that your life is built on the cornerstone of my truth. Hold on to hope, even when those around you despair. Hope is not mere optimism. It is the assurance that I am working in ways you cannot yet see. Hope gazes beyond the present darkness, convinced that my light is on the horizon. Where hope thrives, miracles bloom. Nurture it by constantly reminding yourself of my track record of faithfulness. Hope is a spiritual lens that clarifies what cynicism cannot see. Let it be an anchor for your soul, firm and secure. Cherish prayer as a powerful act of love. Intercede for others, even for those who have harmed you. You do not bless their wrongdoing, but you lift them into my care, asking that they too experience my transformative love. Such prayer is not wasted breath. It shifts realities in the unseen realm, often leading to changes in hearts that words alone could never achieve. Stand in the gap for your community, your nation, for those who have no voice. In my throne room, your prayers resonate, and my answers come forth at the appointed time. Learn to let go of what no longer aligns with my plan for you. Some seasons end, and clinging to them only prolongs pain or stagnation. Release old mindsets, roles, or ambitions if I prompt you to move on. Do so with gratitude for what they taught you, trusting that I open new doors that better suit your current calling. There is no shame in changing directions. The only shame is remaining rigid when I have already moved. Where I lead, fresh springs of life flow. Stand in awe of my power. I am the one who set galaxies spinning, who carved canyons with my breath, who formed the uncountable stars. Yet with the same power, I stoop low to comfort a single weary heart. This juxtaposition of grandeur and intimacy defines my heart. Marvel at it, and let that wonder spark worship within your soul. True worship is born when you glimpse both my vastness and my nearness, igniting a reverential love that transforms everything you do. Speak my name in the darkness. Light will follow. When temptations press upon you, call out to me. My spirit brings clarity, reminding you of your true identity, so you do not sell your birthright for a fleeting desire. Let my word dwell in you richly, so that you can wield it as a sword against every lie. The voice that tells you to give up, to compromise your values, or to forget my promises, that voice shrinks before the authority of my truth. Resist the enemy, and he will flee from you. Stand up for those who cannot stand for themselves. Advocate for justice where oppression reigns, for mercy where people are condemned. This is the outworking of my kingdom in a broken world. Fear not the repercussions. I uphold those who align with my justice. Even small acts of advocacy can spark widespread change. In championing the cause of the weak, you align with my heart, for I am the defender of the defenseless. Allow yourself to be loved. Sometimes you resist love, feeling unworthy or fearful of disappointment. But my love is not a fragile human love. It is steadfast, pure, unconditional. Let me love you deeply, healing the wounds of rejection or betrayal you have suffered. When my love settles into your core, you discover a new capacity to love others and yourself. You are not an afterthought. You are a cherished child in whom I delight. As your journey continues, remember that each prayer, each step of faith, each act of kindness is building a legacy that impacts not only your life, but generations to come. Faith can become generational as children and grandchildren witness your devotion and carry it forward. This is how my blessings flow through family lines, reversing curses and establishing hope. Let the memory of your faith stand as a beacon for those who will come after you, showing them the way to me. In times when you think you have run out of strength, recall that my power is made perfect in your weakness. Do not fear frailty. It is often the birthplace of great faith. Lean on my omnipotence, and you will find the well of my energy never runs dry. When you rise from the ashes of defeat, people will see my hand at work in you, and glory will return to me. This is how I use your frailty to demonstrate my immeasurable might. Press on, day by day, moment by moment, in the confidence that you are exactly where you need to be if you are walking hand in hand with me. Even if storms swirl around, even if mountains loom large, keep your gaze locked on my promises. I am your steadfast helper, the lifter of your head, and the anchor of your faith. With each sunrise, my mercy is renewed upon you. With each sunset, my faithfulness wraps around you like a gentle blanket. I am deeply proud of how far you have come, even if you see more failures than triumphs in your story. I see every victory, every time you chose love over hatred, truth over deceit, hope over despair. Each of those choices is a building block in the person you are becoming. Continue to choose my path, and you will witness greater transformations than you ever imagined possible. Embrace the fullness of my spirit, for I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Your mind can be fortified against anxiety and panic, filled instead with clarity and peace. Your heart can overflow with love that drives out insecurity and bitterness. Your soul can walk in power to stand firm against the darkest forces. This is not fantasy. It is the inheritance I have bestowed upon you as my beloved. Know that I am stirring the atmosphere around you, lining up events and appointments that will reveal my plan in surprising ways. Be ready to act when my timing unfolds. It may come through a new relationship, an unexpected phone call, a random encounter that sparks an opportunity. Nothing is random in my realm. Each detail can become a step toward your calling. Keep your eyes open, your heart expectant, and your spirit prayerful. My child, you have listened to these words for a while now, and I sense the stirring in your heart, the longing to fully believe and embrace them. Let that longing guide you to a daily surrender. Surrender your anxieties, your dreams, your relationships, your entire life. It is not a leap into darkness. It is a leap into the arms of the one who formed you. Let my love be your stronghold, my promises your assurance, and my presence your ever-present companion. Walk forth then, in the confidence of my unwavering devotion. You are sealed with my affection, carried by my grace, and empowered by my spirit. Though you may still encounter trials and tears, know that each step you take is covered by my guiding hand. Lift your head high, shining with the radiance of one who is profoundly loved. Remember that no matter what transpires, I am with you, and my love for you will stand for all eternity. Go now with the blessing of my presence, and never doubt that you are cherished, forgiven, and called. You are my beloved child, destined for a life of purpose and meaning, enveloped in a love that began before time and will never end. I am with you always, even to the very end of the age. Let your heart rest in that truth, confident that I am your God who keeps his promises and cares for you beyond measure. Amen.